Ici Radio-Canada.
This is Canada.
Radio-Canada, this is Canada. Ici Radio-Canada, this is Canada. Ici Radio-Canada, this is Canada.
Hello, radio listeners and film viewers. You are about to participate in a long-distance simulcast. Some of you are sitting in a cinema or screening room right now, while others among you, far away in another part of the world, are perhaps sitting at home or driving in your car, listening to this on the radio at this very moment. You have showed up to see, or tuned in to listen to, Spectres of Shortwave, Ombre des Ondes Cultes. This is both a film and a radio documentary about the Radio-Canada International Shortwave Transmission Site. For those of you in the cinema right now, you may note that you will not see any faces or people talking in this film. Remember, this is a film about radio, so you are essentially listening to a radio documentary, which is accompanied by images of the RCI transmission site from which so many programs were once broadcast. For those of you tuning in and listening on the radio, you will note that while the first hour and a half are filled with stories, the last half hour has no human voices at all. The soundscape you will hear is a composition that was built from recordings that I made by placing contact microphones on the RCI radio when the site was inactive. Contact microphones turn tactile vibrations of the things they touch into sound. Each tower has its own vibration and its own sounds. Throughout the entire film and radio piece, you will hear these contact microphone recordings in the soundtrack. Sometimes they will be mechanical sounds of loose wires or bolts banging on metal. Other times, they will be more subtle drones and hums. These are the voices of the towers. In the last half hour of the piece, there are no more human voices, while the site is slowly demolished in winter. In this final section, all of the drones you hear are recordings of the towers, and each time a tower falls on the frozen marsh, its recording, or its voice, is first amplified like a dying breath, and then removed from the soundtrack completely. One by one, the drones of the towers will be removed, until you can only hear the single sound of the last one standing. If you are in a cinema or screening room right now, know that there are people very far away in another part of the world listening to the same thing you are, but doing so from their home or their car and picturing the images in the cinema of their mind's eye. For those of you tuning in on the radio, know that there are people gathered together in a large room far away on another part of the planet, having a very different experience of the same thing at the same time. And so relax, and for the next 2 hours, I wish you a good simulcast. May the projection be bright, and may your reception be clear.
Il y a de magnifiques tours illuminées.